Good afternoon. It is Chris Chun. It is your This Week in Real Estate. Hey, wanted to talk to you about the Fed meeting and how that has affected our marketplace. Anyway, Fed met last week. They confirmed that they still expect to have three rate cuts of a quarter point. So that's 3/4 of a point or 0.75% by the end of this year. That is what has been expected since for the last few months, since January, December. And so we are still on track for that. That was good news considering that the inflation rate is still being stubbornly resilient and not coming down as quickly as expected. We have seen that the inflation rate has been in the high twos, low threes for the last 3 or 4 months. And that rate came back in on Friday for the month of February at 2.5%. So again, still in that same range of higher than the 2% target that the Fed is looking at. However, the biggest news that the Fed said was that they believe that we are going to be able to have these rate cuts and be moving forward, even though inflation is remaining stubbornly high, because they don't expect that we will see a recession from the increases in rates that they have had. Typically, what we see is that there is the Fed raises rates like they have done significantly to about 5.25%, and that we will see the economy slow way down to the point where we have a recession. Because of the strength of the stock market, because of the strength of the employment market, the Fed has stated that they do not believe we will have a recession, but we will have what we call a soft landing, that they expect that we will see growth reduce from what we're seeing right now, because the stock market, again, is in near record highs. We'll see that taper, but that we will not have a recession. So all good news. Well, what does that mean for the real estate market? Because that's what I'm here to talk to you about. So with rates coming down, and again, as expected, the bankers have already kind of been pricing this in. We're seeing that their rates are going to start dropping probably in the summer, June, July kind of timeframe. And what we're going to see is that the rates will start coming down again in the next few months to accommodate that. The bankers predict what the Fed's going to do, and so they start usually a little bit before the Fed is on the rates coming back down. We have seen since January that rates have been very stable. Rates have been in the 6.75% range, going as low as 6.6%, as high as 6.95%. But we haven't been above 7 since last year. And we have been seeing this really stabilization in rates, unlike what we've seen for the past 2 years, where we saw rates go up dramatically up to almost 8% at the high in October of last year. So the 6.75% is still a point, more than a full point lower than where we have been in the past. What that has done for our market, again, is add stability. And with that stability of rates, we've actually seen an increase in the prices of homes. We are seeing that the prediction for this year was a 3 to 4% annualized increase, and we're over 5% for the first quarter of this year, year over year. And we expect that trend to continue for the year. So if you're in the market right now and you're hoping things are going to go one way or the other for rates or prices kind of thing, don't really expect to see any of that happening in 2024. And maybe we'll see a more significant drop in rates in 2025. But with that drop in rates, we do expect as soon as rates get below 6, where, again, we're supposed to be at 6 about by the end of this year. When we see rates go below 6, we expect that there's going to be a lot more activity in the buyer side. So prices are likely to be increasing further at that point. Anyway, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful Easter weekend. Blessings to all. Thank you. Hey.